That breaking news, a major development in the Ashanti Billie case. A 45-year-old retired Navy veteran is accused in Billie's kidnapping. A complaint reveals surveillance video obtained exclusively by 13 News Now led to his arrest.
The U.S. attorney says Eric Brown abducted Billie in September as she arrived to work at a Blimpies sub shop on Joint Expeditionary Base Little Creek.
Billie's body was found outside a church in Charlotte, North Carolina, the same church investigators say Brown attended as a child.
13 News Now anchor David Allen joins us with the breaking details in this arrest.
All right, thank you so much. The U.S. Attorney's Office releasing a statement within the past 30 minutes saying 45-year-old Eric Brown abducted Ashanti Billie on September 18th. The complaint reveals that this video, obtained exclusively by 13 News Now, helped lead to his arrest. A construction worker who worked with Eric Brown was able to identify Eric Brown in this video. According to court documents, investigators believe Eric Brown, 45 years old again, is homeless and lived at random facilities and buildings on and off of naval bases. Billie's co-workers reported that Brown would visit the Blimpies every day. Witnesses reported seeing Brown attempting to flirt with her. One witness even recalled hearing him make a crude sexual comment directly to Ashanti Billie. The court documents reveal that on September 18th, as Billie arrived at work at the Blimpies on Joint Expeditionary Base Little Creek, that's when she was taken. Video surveillance shows Blimpies' car enter the base at 4:58 a.m. on that morning. We've also shown you this video. It then circles the sandwich shop around 5 a.m. We're told that video does show a person consistent with the clothes Billie was reportedly wearing that day behind the wheel of that car. At 5:33, Billie's car exited the base. 13 News Now again obtaining this exclusive surveillance video of a man driving her car about 20 minutes after her vehicle was seen leaving the base. This video key. It shows someone driving up in Billie's cream-colored Mini Cooper, getting out on Tally Ho Terrace in Norfolk, and tossing something into a dumpster. We know that's where investigators found Ashanti Billie's cell phone. Investigators later found the car in Norfolk abandoned. They recovered Billie's pants covered in dirt and debris. 11 days after she disappeared, another key development in this case, Ashanti's remains were found behind a church in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we've learned that church is where the suspect, Eric Brown, attended Vacation Bible School as a child. A lot of information here. We're still digging through the copy, and we will have much more just ahead.
I spoke to Ashanti Billie's mother this morning.
All right, and Christina Verjaco joins us with a statement from the family spokesperson.
Well, first, the family wanted to extend their deepest thanks to the FBI, Virginia Beach, Norfolk Police, and NCIS. They also added that they would like to extend their heartfelt thanks to all who helped and came forward with tips. They said at the current time, the family needs time to process the information, but will be making a public statement soon. And of course, you can count on us to keep following this breaking news. As soon as the family speaks publicly, we will bring you that interview.
Thank you.
And the suspect, Eric Brown, will make his first appearance in federal court in just 30 minutes.
We have a reporter at the courthouse, and we will bring you that breaking update as soon as possible.
All right, a soggy and chilly day in Hampton Roads. Take a look at all the rain lighting up the radar right now.
And it doesn't look like it's any better at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. You can see that rough surf slamming the beach. Evan has the latest on how long this rain will stick around.
Well, it looks like it'll continue through the evening, the overnight, and through a good portion of the day tomorrow before things finally start to improve rain-wise. But then some of the coldest air we've seen since last spring moves in for Friday night and Saturday. As we've gone through the day today, rain generally moving from west to east, and at times it's picked up a little bit, become a little more moderate. Where we see some of these yellows, that's when the rain really does start to pick up in intensity. Right now we've got this batch of rain here just south of Franklin, western parts of Suffolk, eastern Southampton County, right along the Blackwater River. That's working its way off towards the east. We have some gaps where there's just some mist and drizzle around. Generally through much of the day, it's been a light rain. We haven't seen much out there. We have picked up about a quarter inch to a third of an inch in some spots across the region right now. As a matter of fact, Norfolk International picking up just under a third of an inch, a quarter of an inch out towards Virginia Beach and Suffolk. A little bit less down across North Carolina. You can see Hampton Hampton, picking up 1/3 of an inch of rain as well. All of this is because the upper level winds in the atmosphere are working their way from west to east, and that's just bringing in that moisture across Hampton roads. We've got one batch that's moving out, but another batch is set to move in later tonight and into the day tomorrow. So again, we are looking at a wet day for your Thursday as well. But if you have evening plans, keep that umbrella handy, because we are looking at those scattered areas of rain throughout the evening and into the overnight. Temperatures pretty much holding steady in the low 50s. Have much more on our wet forecast for the next couple of days, and the cold air set to move in this weekend, coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Evan. Today we learned the 15-year-old boy accused of shooting a Portsmouth police officer is a high school sophomore.
The teen appeared in court this morning for arraignment, and 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton joins us in the studio now with new information.
Well, it was an emotional inside the courtroom. The boy and his mother were crying. The teen said several times even had to wipe his tears from his T-shirt. This morning in court, we learned he's a 10th grader at IC Norcom. The judge also said the 15-year-old admitted to being in the 300 gang. The shooting happened Monday afternoon on Hickory Street. Yesterday at a press conference, Chief Tanya Chapman said the officer recognized the teenager as a runaway and tried to detain him. That's when she says her officer was shot 5 times. One hit her bulletproof vest. In court, the judge says the suspect refused to give the officer his hands. That's when he pulled out a .40 caliber gun. The officer has gone through 2 surgeries and is in serious but stable condition. We are told she is awake and talking. Now, the teenager faces several charges, including malicious injury to a law enforcement officer, 3 counts of unlawful use of a firearm, in the commission of a felony, and attempted capital murder. The teen could be charged as an adult if a grand jury certifies it. I did reach out to the suspect's mother and other families who were there in the courthouse. They didn't want to talk, but says he's innocent until proven guilty. Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.
Virginia Beach police believe speed played a factor in a deadly crash. Detectives say the victim's car crashed into a telephone pole just after 3 o'clock this morning. It happened on Virginia Beach Boulevard near Rosemont Road. The vehicle sustained heavy damage, and emergency responders pronounced the man dead on the scene there. He has not been identified as of yet.
Now to the 2017 election and the big sweep by the Democrats. Democrats nearly erased Republicans' overwhelming majority in the Virginia House of Delegates. Democrats picked up at 16 of the 17 seats they need to retake the chamber, and the first time in 2 decades. House Democratic Caucus leader David Toscano says, quote, "It really is an unprecedented result we're seeing. One of those winners is a former news anchor whose reporter girlfriend was shot and killed during a live broadcast in 2015.
The country had its eyes on Virginia's election. Now experts are saying yesterday's outcome could be a preview of what's to come in next year's midterm elections. 13 News Now reporter Elise Brown spoke with an ODU political science professor about what this could mean for the future.
Democrat Ralph Northam, Virginia's next governor, beating Republican Ed Gillespie by about 9 points.
The Republicans, after last night, are going to be on the defensive.
This going into 2018 midterm elections, when seats are up for grabs in the House and Senate.
Their margins in the House, which were pretty substantial right now, are going to be in question because a lot of the seats that they won in 2016 were in moderate districts.
Ben Molesky is an assistant professor of political science at ODU. He says 8 seats held by Republican senators will also be crucial. Gillespie's loss, he says, a time for Republican reflection.
56% were saying that Donald Trump played a large role in their voting, and it was more they were casting a vote against Donald Trump.
He says Democrats are going to use this to their advantage.
The National Democratic Committee has had lower fundraising that they would expect, moving out of 2016. So they're going to use these wins to try to drive up fundraising to start thinking about 2018.
And whether this Democratic wave can roll into more victories next year. In Norfolk, Elise Brown, 13 News Now.